What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this. Just when you think things are dying down, the heat get turned up again. Larry Hoover Jr. and JPrince appeared as guests on Gillies and Wallow's $1 million worth of game. And they opened up on the controversy that taken place between his father and the video footage that they're trying to get that's being basically held for ransom. And they opened up on the situation. And we're going to talk about that because prior to this, for the most part, Wack 100, when this first started, Wack was trying to make it appear that it was JPrince who was doing some underhanded stuff and being shifty towards the Hoover family. And making it appear to be that they were trying to strong arm this elderly woman who have this footage of Larry Hoover with over 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours worth of footage that he agreed to do back in 1998. In doing so, Wack somehow ended up getting put in the mix when the lady basically, let's say she just hired him as some type of partner in the endeavors of the situation or whatever they had going on behind the scenes or whatever dealing they financially were working out amongst each other. But when it first had hit the internet, it get clearer and clearer the shiftiness that Wack was under is now starting to be more and more revealed. At first, he was trying to make it appear like Hoover signed a contract when it was actually just a release agreement of him doing this interview in 1998. Then when they were saying that the lady had the footage and all this, but Wack was trying to make it appear though the Hoover family and them basically had no power over the footage to agree that they are saying that the woman was doing something for them, the Hoover family. This is where it don't make sense at in Wack's them argument. Because the Hoover and them family is saying that this interview was only did so this footage could be ours and used for our use whenever we wanted to, based upon his father and at the time Hoover's wife and whoever else may have been involved that Hoover put in position to be involved with his footage he agreed to do in this interview. But according to Wagner, they make it seem as though this stuff just belonged to the woman, which would make no sense. If that was the case, then why would Hoover sign off on it? Why would one of the biggest gang leaders, if not the biggest gang leader in the country, why would he voluntarily sign off on a 5-6 hour interview and sit there and do that if he didn't know after it was done he would have no type of control over it to some degree, where it would go, how it would be used? Think about that. This man ain't stupid. And he got many advisors who talk to him in the prisons and outside the prisons. Do you not understand? They have a board of very high intellectual guys that literally structure and control at one time all the prisons and the streets. So this man ain't gonna sit here and sign a release agreement for 1998 only to say whatever happens, happens. Or no, it would make more sense that he agreed to do this interview for 5 and 6 hours, knowing that what he would be saying and speaking about concerning himself and what's going on, he would have some type of power over it also. But in this case, Wack want to paint the picture, though That's not the case. So this woman got all these hours of footage on him, but his family can't have it. His sons can't get it. His wife can't get it. He can't get it. So why would he do the interview? Why would he do the interview for it then? But this is the picture that they paint. Well, Larry Hoover Jr. and JPrince, who is also a part of the family and a close good friend of the old man, Mr. Hoover himself, they sit down with Wallow and Gilly on $1 million worth of game and opened up on this situation and really let it be known of Wack motives and intentions behind the footage of his father. So let's listen to some of this.
She seen that it was a buzz and my father's name was fresh in people's heads. And that's when she come from behind a rock somewhere, looking like it was an opportunity. Kanye reached out to her to try to get the footage again some years later. And I don't know where it happened at, but somehow Wack wound up in the middle of the mix. And Wack was the middleman with the footage. First, he was just the middleman for her because she didn't want to speak to us. But then next thing you know, he's a partner in the whole situation.
Facts. And this is what JPrince was talking about. And this is what I mean by how deceiving Wack was. When it first came out, and you see the text messages that was released, JPrince was telling Wack as a middleman, like, what's up with the lady? And he was like, oh, I'm going to speak to her, such and such. And then Wack showed the text message where he said something to the nature of, let Kanye West know I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm 100% down for the call. And this was Jaden was saying they didn't know he was partnered with the lady as business because he was making it appear he was just a mediator in the beginning. And this is when Wack like, oh, he knew I was partnered. No, they didn't. They didn't know that. And the text messages prove that when you actually examine it and look at it. He wasn't speaking to you as though you were a business partner or associate with the lady. He was speaking to you as if you were a mediator between the two, because according to Larry Hoover's son, the lady didn't want to speak to the family. The lady didn't want to speak to the family. So it makes more sense when you hear it, their side of it.
This is his footage. He got it in blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, what this clown done, head up, like we right here, he was somebody else. You know what I mean? He portrayed to be, oh, I'm down with y'all. The only reason I want to talk to him, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt for my brother, because it's serious business, right?
That's true. What JPrince said is true. If you go back to the text messages that Wack presented, he made it appear that he wanted to be down with them because he got Kanye West and he got Drake. And remember when Wack basically was trying to say when he came on board, now he doing business for Kanye. And if you look at the text, he telling Jay, let Kanye West know that I'm willing to do whatever necessary. You know what I'm saying? He tried to imply that. And this is why Jay like, yeah, he tried to make it seem like he went down. He playing both sides. Whichever one he can benefit from the most, because this is what he does. You know what I'm saying? This is what he does. And this is what Jay is actually letting be known. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to reverse it and spin it on Jay. Even to the point to try to make it seem as though Jay was doing some underhand shifty stuff regarding the Hoover family, which is something that he would never do as a result of his relationship with them. And anybody who really know from Chicago, and that's a part of the gangster nation, and in Texas, they know that that is not the case that Wack was definitely trying to present and put out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about everybody know that, who know the truth behind the scenes, okay? And know exactly the relationships and affiliation that Jay had with Hoover and the Hoover family. This is why he's able to sit here in person with Larry Hoover's son on this show. Come on now, everybody know that. Who really, really know. Like, come on, man. Wack don't really know what he's talking about.
So I embrace that. I entertain that. And you know, in retrospect, when I hear him take a different position, like he was partners with her and this and that the whole time, I'm like, oh, so this nigga one of them kind of niggas.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Then he switched it like, oh, we partners. See, he playing both sides, gathering information, basically playing the snake to see what his leverage. He balancing the leverage that he have in the situation.
Well, all money, good money with him. You know what I mean? Everybody go. You know, I'm from the school where everybody don't go.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when you're playing with a man, freedom like that, and everybody go, then, you know, I take that real personal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, I want all the culture, because I'm a nigga that stand for the culture. You know what I mean? I love the hip hop culture. You know, I put in a lot of work where the hip hop culture is concerned. I blaze the trail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I see one, you know, trying to shit on Tupac, trying to shit on Nipsey, trying to shit on, you know, the homie Big U out there, trying to shit on Master P. Good nigga, real niggas. You know, Meek Mill. You know, I see a nigga get on a podcast and with another rat and go off on 21 Savage. I'm like, oh, this nigga got diarrhea at the mouth. He like full of shit, right? He the type of nigga that will shit in the bed and blame it on the baby. You know what I mean? Imagine that. You know, you take a raw shit in the bed and say, that's the baby shit. I ain't shit it. You know what I mean? This is how he go to trying to change narratives and different shit about the truth. And what be real cold about it is some people get lost along the way.
Exactly. And that's exactly what he did. He deceived a lot of the people, man. Just use y'all common sense, man. Common sense to tell you a lot of things. Again, Larry Hoover is surrounded by a lot of people who actually, you know, them brothers talk. You get what I'm saying? He got advisors and everything. That man is not finna do no 5-6 hour interview with him telling his whole life and his plan to how to change and make things differently and better for the communities, only to not have control over the footage and just give it over to somebody. No, it's not. No, I mean, he way smarter than that, okay? And I believe when the family said the lady ran off with it and stuff, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense when you see that. You get what I'm saying? And I can see how, you know, she did it. That's why the lady tried to hire Reggie White, who then reached out to Wack 100 to say, like, yeah, give me a cut of it. You know, I'm going to hand it over to somebody else different. And whatever you and Wack them decide to do, hey, Wack, don't forget about me. She tried to get other gangsters involved to go against the other gangsters while she sit in the safety, in the clear, holding this man's footage. Like, why would you have 5-6 hours of this man footage only to not want to give it back, give it over to the family and things like that? Like, my thing is, to make a long story short, negotiate, bargain. Yes, she may have recorded the interview, but the power of the interview is the man that's actually doing the interview. And this is what she wants to financially benefit from herself. And this is why Larry Hoover Jr. said when he spoke to her, the lady clearly told him, who getting paid off this? Like, how much money y'all finna get? What y'all finna do? Because she understands. My thing is, each side need to be fair. Just keeping it real. Each side need to be fair. Give the woman what's rightfully supposed to be hers, and woman, give them what's rightfully theirs. The woman can't really use the footage because she have no rights over this man's life rights. His family have that. So regardless to what, she can't use it. And him, they should pay the woman her services for preserving the footage, keeping it, even though they may feel like she the one ran off with it and supposed to gave it to the wife or made copies and gave it to such and such, you know. Because in this day and age, that's all she got to do. Make her copies, give it to the family, you know what I'm saying? She ain't got to give over the masters. Make your copy, give it over to the family, get your pay cut. Simple as that. But you know, when you get other people involved, then their intention come in. Now they got other plans. Now you get whacked in like, no, you know, now I'm in this. So now I'm gonna do. Now she in trouble with two gangsters. She called herself escaping one, only to take on another one who now reverse it, and now you got a problem with two. So come on, man. Come on now. Let's just be real. See, people got to recognize and know these things like this. You know what I'm saying? And understand game. And you know what I'm saying? And people can't put 2 + 2 together to equal 4 for nothing in the world. Nothing in the world at all. Regardless of what he signed in 1998, he have no rights over his life rights, which means whatever he signed is not legally binding because the power of attorney is his wife or JPrince. They saying it's either one of the two, whoever it is. And he been signed that over to them or his wife first before 1998. So whatever he agreed to release and sign, legally, he have no right to do that. Again, it's sort of like when Lil Wayne was talking about he was leaving Cash Money. You still on, no matter your relationship between Baby, you still in a relationship, in a business contract with them. And remember he went to like Tidal, Jay-Z thing and released the project. Baby, you know, they was already talking about it. Baby just sat in the cut. Not really saying nothing like, oh yeah, I know he want to leave. I know he want to leave. Then when he released the so-called dropped on Tidal, Baby hit Jay-Z with that $50 million lawsuit. I don't care what Lil Wayne tell you. Lil Wayne is under contract. So anything he do, any contract he signed has no power. He already under contract. So you owe me. Same thing with this Hoover situation. No matter what he signed in 1998 as a release, he's already protected because his power of attorney over his life rights and his image belonged to his wife, who he gave that over before 1998. So they can't do nothing with that footage at all. So JPrince and the Hoover family and them was right. Wack was lying. The whole way he was being manipulative, playing the sides. And if you put all it up together and listen to what they saying, it make perfectly good sense. He just know how to twist and reverse things and get over on people who ain't smart enough to recognize games and put the two together. With that being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. When ain't my judgment, that's some questions. It's yours. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, bye.